package in the mail, MSX games from Japan. Collecting without fail, those shoot 'em ups, and that's the plan. He doesn't just collect them, he also codes them too. Join us and we'll go on electric adventures with you.
Hey YouTube, Electric Adventures here with a package in the mail all the way from Canada. It was actually sent just before Christmas, but got caught up in the Canadian Post strike. It's some more games from my mates at Collectorvision. They're from Canada. So let's turn the camera around and put it on the box and unbox them and see what they are. Right, so we've got our box, we have our packing knife. Let's have a look. As I said, obviously I published homebrew games myself, but I like to support all homebrew publishers and love new homebrew games for the Coleco, of course. It's one of my favourite systems. So we have lots of packing peanuts. Ooh. Now this one looks cool. So our first one is Legacy of the Wizard. Nice cool box artwork. So we'll need the Super Game module. So it looks like it's a bit of a dungeon crawler. Long, long ago, an evil dragon terrorized the forest until it was imprisoned by a powerful wizard. Now, years later, the dragon has revived, and it's up to you to use the power of the wizard's descendants, the Drazzle family, to defeat the dragon once again. The whole family takes part in this action-adventure as the parents, children, even the family pets search huge dungeons for gold, keys, magic, hidden crowns, and finally the magic sword that can destroy the dragon. Can you recover the 4 crowns that will prove you're worthy? That sounds very cool. So we have a nice cartridge and manual. Different family, yep. Of a story. Very cool. So that's our first game. Next, looks like an arcade game to me. We have none other than Scramble. Very cool. Used to love playing Scramble back in the arcade. I even have a Scramble sit-down cocktail cabinet. I don't actually have a working Scramble PCB, but I can play it on one of the other multis. I mean, I've got a PCB, it just doesn't work properly. I do have a Super Copper, which is obviously very similar. So, looking forward to seeing what this developer has done with the game. It's supposed to be very accurate and has, you know, reasonably smooth scrolling. Obviously, I wrote a game called Cavern Fighter back in the day, which I also released for the Colecovision, which is a Scramble-inspired game. But this one is trying to, you know, recreate the arcade game itself. Don't need to get the menu out for that one. Very much looking forward to playing that one. And yet there is more. Right, so we have Fruit Panic. Oh, I forgot to say, Scramble doesn't require the Super Game module. And neither does this one. Cool. Okay. Right, what Walkie loves to do is wander around for hours. One day he decided to visit the faraway land of cats. He is happy to finally arrive there when he realised he was starving. He found a 6-storey fruit store in the street. Without knowing that the place was guarded by Nanky the cat, Walkie got into the store to fill his stomach. How long will he be able to eat the fruit? Sounds interesting. Bit of a platformer. Got to grab all the fruit while dodging the cats. Ooh, different coloured cartridge, this one. We have a white one. Very cool. And yet, there is more. Okay, we can dispense with the box now. So, my very first computer was a TI-99/4, not a 4A. So a 4 had a chiclet keyboard, only uppercase. It was the very first machine that TI released, but all the games worked. I didn't actually get to own a copy of Parsec for the TI until much later. Now, the really cool thing about this game was that on the TI, it used the TI's voice module. This one doesn't have the voice, but it does recreate the gameplay from what I've had a look. So a little interesting cover there. So the game is fairly simplistic. It's a bit Defender-like in a little way, but I used to love playing it back in the day, and it was probably the first game that I actually played on the TI-99 at the store. It took me a long time to find my own copy. Later on, I didn't have it back, so all I had was TI Invaders and Munchman. I think were the two games that I had, but that got me started programming. So I'm sure this will pretty much be identical to the TI one, except it won't have the speech. You'd need some sort of speech module to be able to do the speech. There are a couple around, so maybe it can be patched later. The patch version can be done for later, but I'm actually looking forward to playing that one as well. So what we'll do, we've got 4 great games, new games for the Coleco. We'll plug them in and give them all a try. Right, so here we go with Fruit Panic. Actually converted over from MSX by Crazy Boss, or my good friend Klaus. This is the third time I'm recording this because I've had some capture problems. My original capture PC gave up the ghost, so I built a new one, which is this one, which is much faster. But I didn't have the settings right, so hopefully I won't be as bad at the game. This is the advantage you guys get. So it has a nice little intro mode. It's a little bit like, I think it's Mouser as the controls, but you can only move left and right or press the button to drop a bomb. You bounce on the trampolines, you have a limited number of bounces, you can fall on top of the enemies, although I don't believe I've ever actually done that, and you can drop bombs to stun them. It's actually quite an interesting little game and made quite well. Nice music. Okay. So you bounce and you select where you want to get off, and you make a mistake like that and you die. I completely missed my exit. Did I say I was going to be better? Let's go this way. Ooh. That was close. Ooh. I'm pushing. Ooh. You only have a limited number of bombs too, so you've got to be careful. And you can only jump on each platform so many times. Right. Oh, I missed there was a special up in the top right hand corner. I didn't see that. Sorry, but I finished a stage. Now you get the same layout for 2 stages in a row. And getting one of those specials gets you an extra bomb plus points. Now we get a bonus stage. You're just going to try and collect all the stars, and each star's worth 50 points. So, and you move a bit quicker too. And what you've got to be careful of is the number of bounces. Oh, missed. Oh dear. Oh, I did it just. And you get a bonus for how quickly you do it as well. little bit of graphics corruption there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, now it feels like we're slow. You just got to keep an eye on where we all are. Oh, which obviously I wasn't. Just get rid of them a little bit there. Oh. It's a bit silly. Don't do long runs across unless you know you're going to be clear. Probably missed an opportunity to actually land on one there, which I've never been able to do. Let's go this way. Could have chosen to go to a different way. Right, we're not doing too bad. Go this way. Some of these high ones out of the way. You got to watch it though. You definitely move faster than you do. Oh, should turn the other way. Oh, game over. So. It's not a bad game at all. I was expecting this one to be the the poorest of the lot, but it's actually quite well done. Not familiar with the MSX game, so I'll have to have a look out for that one. So, highly recommended if you like little platform type puzzling type games. Alright, let's try our next game. Right, so here we go with Parsec. Now this game brings back lots of memories. So my very first computer was a TI-99-4, not a 4A, so a 4 is the model with the chiclet keyboard and uppercase only. So the very, very first model. And Parsec was the very first game I played on it. And, you know, the young me at the time was very impressed with this game, at the graphics and the sound. And it's actually quite a good, fun little game in its own right. It's quite hard. Now the TI-99 also had an add-on speech synthesizer, which gave, and this game is one of the games that uses speech. There's not very many. The Coleco doesn't have a standard voice add-on module. There are a couple of different ones though, so maybe in the future, once a few more of those around, some of the games can have voice options. Like, as an example, my Berserk might be able to release another version of Berserk that supports something like the two voice modules that are out there, as I somehow lose my voice. So let's give this a go. I don't know how I'll go, because I haven't played it for a very long time. And it's a hard game, but it's actually got a nice smooth scroll. Not as colourful as other games, but it's still got enough colour. So you have a constant laser. I think the more you use the laser, the more fuel you use. Right, that's better. If you miss an alien, an enemy, they come. Well, you might have to call this game out while warm up. I'm doing particularly badly. If you miss an enemy, they come through, and you still need to. You know, they come through slowly and you need to get them still. Oops. And I was... this really going to have to be more... These are the enemies that are the hardest. You have to hit them multiple times and they fire straight towards you. And of course... So you've got to get to doing a couple of passes across them. And as you can see, they speed up if you miss them. And I said every second enemy are the ones that shoot. So that was a really poor game. Let's go again. pretty quick reactions, and you've really got to get each enemy as quickly as you can. You can't fire all the time or you'll go through your fuel too quickly. Oh dear. Oh, and as you can see, they get smarter. Nice, I come from behind. Oh, I flew into him. And it's good because it's got a lot of variety. Ah! Oh, I need more practice. So after a while, once you get a certain number of enemies, you get a chance to refuel as well. I do remember that from back in the day, and I'm sure this version has that. I obviously just need a bit more practice. So once again, nothing wrong with the game. Very reflex orientated, and you know, a fair bit to master there. And it was a really good early demonstration of what the TI graphics chip could do, which of course the Coleco has in it, and the MSX has in it as well. So a really good port. Let's try our next game. Right, so next we have Legacy of the Wizard by Falcom, who supported the MSX quite well, and also the PC Engine after that as well. This is 1987. I don't believe I've ever seen this game before, so another one I need to track down for the MSX perhaps. Very nice music. Obviously this one supports the Super Game module, so you're having the MSX sound chip for this one. Okay, so you select your character. I don't know them, you know, between the characters. And you start off with an inventory view. You got some life, magic, no keys, 50 gold. And strength of 1, jump of 20, distance 32, all things we can improve. So, bit of an RPG. It's basically move, jump, and other button fires. And that fires magic, so let's use one magic already. Let's go and have a look in the shop. I'm not sure we'll be able to afford anything. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to buy it anyway. Alright. Okay, so we can go down into a dungeon here. Now every time you fire using magic, so you need to be... That's another one coming. It does give you magic and things to pick up though. And the enemies seem to be multi-screen aware. It's an enemy forming. Oh, so we used a key. We found a key. They got us a potion and filled our magic up. Oops, ooh, you're not supposed to fall too far too, I reckon. Gold. Can we jump that? Not quite. Oh, there we go. Maybe we can do that. Oh. Okay, so they're just windows. got to be careful of falling, isn't it? It's like a fixed screen scroller. Oh, he was hard to kill. So you do need to be careful about how far you fall. Okay, and I think, yeah, right, so if I stay at the end, it revives our life and our magic. Okay, so we have one of these things. I have no idea what one of those is. Oh, okay, now we've put it on, so that's maybe armour. Okay, cool. So that probably helps us. As you can see, it's a very well done, whoops, action adventure title is the best way to describe it. There's lots of gold. Now, I don't know how we... Oh, yeah. Oh. Vicious. So as you see, there's definitely a lot to explore. Massive map. And great music. So I'll leave it at that because it's one of those games that's, you know, going to take a while to master and figure out where everything is. Yeah, it looks absolutely brilliant. Once again, didn't know about this game before at all. So probably get lots of gameplay out of, so highly recommended. Alright, let's try our next game. Right, so next we have a conversion of one of my favourite arcade games from back in the day. I even have a sit-down Scramble arcade cabinet, although the arcade board is in my repair list at the moment, but I can use a multi-player. Loved it back in the day as well, which is why I wrote a game called Cavern Fighter, which is my Scramble-inspired game for the original Spectravideo. It never got released though. Game was mostly finished just without sound, and that's one of the games that I converted and released on the Coleco a couple of years ago. But somebody's had a go at a proper conversion of Scramble, and from the screenshots I've seen before, it looks very, very good. So let's give it a go. We'll play it on practice because I'll probably be pretty terrible at it. Let's see how we go. And as you can see already, it's got nice smooth scrolling. It's also got the colour changing that the original game did. I mean, this is very impressive on unexpanded ColecoVision. The main problem we have doing scrolling is you need memory, and there is only 1K of RAM on a ColecoVision, so getting a game like this working in only 1K of RAM, so on a base ColecoVision, is very impressive indeed. The sounds are really well done. Now we get to the this is a hard stage because you don't get a lot of reaction time and you need to keep on hunting fuel. Right. Oh, killed by an easy thing. Haven't gone quite well getting to stage 5 without losing a life though. The game's very well done. Now all of these gameplays today I'm playing on my Phoenix rather than on real ColecoVision because I only have a power 50Hz, so the games deserve to be played at their proper speed. Now when you're playing on a Phoenix, it has the F18A mode, which means that you get less sprite flickering. So on a real Coleco, you will get a bit more sprite flickering. We've got some hard bits at this stage yet. Fuel. Oh, I was doing so well. Unfortunately, in Scramble, if you die, you go back to the start of the stage. Oops. I'm starting to get trigger fatigue. That's what you want from a good shoot 'em up. Oh, didn't get to the base, but that's expected. Definitely a fantastic conversion and my favourite of the games in the selection. But saying that, I think all 4 games are very playable and very enjoyable. Obviously Legacy of the Wizard probably has the most gameplay there. It'll take hours and hours and hours to work my way through that. Now I did have this problem when I played it the first time. The game seems to crash when you finish a game. I haven't tried cleaning it or anything yet, but other than that it seems to work fine. So I'm sure some of these games will still be available from Collectorvision if you're interested. Just have a look on the website and see what's in stock. If a title's not in stock, he can put you down your pre-order interest as well. So another really good selection of games from Collectorvision for the Coleco. Alright, I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.